trilobites, the tetrapods, the primates, Homo erectus. Without them, we'd be so much less evolved. And here we are in our modern technology, advanced technology age, and we've got a lot of evolving to do. It's evolution, baby.
Yeah!
Climate change is real.
Yes!
That is not fake news.
Yep.
And we cannot be the generations that history will look back upon and wonder, why didn't they do everything humanly possible to solve this biggest crisis in our time? Anything can be obtainable. The Chicago Cubs winning the World Series because, in regards to the climate change, because it can be done, but here's the thing, we don't have 108 years to wait. I'm lucky and grateful are two things I am every day, and I'm just grateful to be alive, and I want to publicly apologize, all the, making my bandmates suffer. With a singer who was climbing on the rafters and hanging off the pipes and jumping off the balcony. They really didn't deserve that. But they didn't know that the person that they gave the job to, that their singer was really into Evel Knievel. But it was also the power of music. I swear, I used to be able to hold my whole body up with one finger. But if the music wasn't playing, I couldn't do it with both hands. It's the power of rock and roll. One more, high altitudes. I think about my wife, Jill. If you've ever, a kite does not rise into the air unless someone is holding the string. Shoot, honey, I thought we were sitting down in front. It's so important, especially if that kite gets way high in the air, you really have to trust the person holding the line. And that person has to be loyal and believe in you and then have the strength to reel you back. And so to my wife, Jill, I thank you. And I'm looking forward to all our activities on the ground today. And I'm glad I get to hold the cord for you when you get to soar as you do. My two daughters, Olivia and Harper. I try to teach them everything I know, and then they teach me the rest, which is more of that than what I do know. So, I'll get to you. And if somehow, some way, Chance the Rapper ever sees or hears this, I just want to tell him my daughter, Olivia, loves you. And you have our highest approval, and I also, Chance, want to thank you for all the great work you're doing in Chicago. That's the kind of music I'm giving. So, these two girls, I just can't tell you, I just love them more than anything. And that's a lot because it says a lot because I really love the Who. And the Ramones, and the band, and Fugazi, and Iggy Pop, and Slater Kinney, and Guided by Voices, and the list goes on because I've listened to music every day of my life, for my whole life. And a lot of that was in small apartments when I grew up. We lived in some tight spaces with my family, my mom, my brothers. My mom never, some really good fans, and she wouldn't tell us to turn it down. She would just kind of end up being fans of the bands that we were playing really loud. And my brothers, so we grew up listening to all that music together. I would try to play our songs, our new songs to them first. So they're such a good barometer, and they've known me long enough. They know when I'm pulling some kind of bullshit, so they keep me honest and keep the records true. Jace, Mike, Chris, we miss you. Gene, I love you too. You know how lucky I was to meet Jack Irons. I was working in the club. There's Jackie right there. I'm working as a crew guy at a Joe Strummer gig, a little club in San Diego before my midnight shift. I get to meet Jack, who was the original drummer in the Chili Peppers. He also is a member of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame already. He's here tonight. Without meeting him, none of this happens because I don't meet Jeff and Stone. I'm not in this building. I'm probably not even on the planet. I'm certainly not in the spot that I'm sitting down now, but standing in now. Jack, thanks so much, and thanks for your friendship. And you're a good drummer, too. Somehow we were so fortunate that, you know, we had a few drummers. And, you know, it's taking that seat in the drum stool or the throne, because they were all kings. We were so fortunate, every one of them was great. We've got, but Matt Cameron has really been the one that really kept us alive for these last 15, 17 years. At a time when we didn't know it. We weren't sure what was going to happen, and he enabled us not just to survive, but to thrive. And he became one of our brothers, and he was going to end up receiving this accolade with either us or his other group, which are pretty damn good. So he'll be back. We had the great Dave Aberzies, who's a great drummer. He is a great drummer. And we wish him well, Matt Chamberlain, Jack, and now Dave Cruzen, who we got to play with this week for the first time in 25 years. It's great to see him, he's a great person. And speaking of Dave's, Dave Aberzies, Dave Cruzen, I really want to thank Dave Letterman for being part of our honor tonight. He doesn't know, but when I used to work a midnight shift, 4 years midnight shifts, I'd get there 11 to 7, and there was a small red TV. I was a security guard. There was a small red TV, and Dave was my co-pilot. Every weekday, every night I worked for 4 years. And to have him be up here, we're so honored to be, it's an honor to be honored by him. And also, we did have so many great bands on his show that I saw so many bands that later became influences the first time on the Letterman show. And I'm just going to tell you my side of that quick story. When I came into his studio and took the mic and sang Black, he was doing that. He was doing that every night for about 3 months. And I was always watching the show, and it was starting to make me fucking easy. and then it started getting weird at one point. I remember I smoked a little something, I'm sitting there, end of the night, I'm kind of relaxing, and he kept asking, Paul, when is this band going to be on the show? When are they going to be on the show? He goes, I don't know, I haven't. Have you called him? I haven't. And he starts looking at the TV. Now I'm stoned into Jesus. And Dave Letterman, who was my co-pilot back in the security thing, he just looks into the camera, which is looking into my bedroom. Eddie. You ready? It was fucked up. I thought the TV was seriously thought, like, you might have to go to rehab. Certain balls right now. So lastly, we've been through a lot, this group, and if it weren't for everybody out there who cared about our music, if it weren't for everybody out there who came to the shows and brought their energy, if it weren't for those were the things that really kept us together, and we felt a responsibility to the music that was bigger than ourselves or our own personal needs of space or whatever it was. We knew that we were better together than apart, and it was you that galvanized us and forged a brotherhood and a family. I love these people so much, and we love hanging out, and we love touring, we love playing, we love writing, we love recording. And I feel like maybe we're about halfway there to deserve something of this an accolade of this kind of stature, maybe halfway there. But this is very encouraging, and we're very grateful.